Emma Brain, and I'm going to be your moderator for this panel session. Are we all super stoked and excited to meet our celebrities? Who's got lots of questions for me today? Show of hands so I know who's got lots of questions. Okay, fantastic. That's amazing, because I don't want to take up too much time with them. I want to get you, the fans, to ask your questions, because that's what it's all about. You get the chance to talk to them in person. Is that all good with you guys? Yeah! Amazing. So I'm just going to see if we've got some curtain twitching coming back here. I always do that. Is the curtain twitching? Are we ready to go? Hopefully our celebrities are on their way. They're just coming in a few minutes. And I'd say it was so beautiful backstage, because Michael and Ming-Na didn't know they were going to be here together. So when they spotted each other in the green room, they're like, oh, it's you! And there was lots of hugging and stuff going on. It's very cute. It's very cute. Lots of little, inter-showbiz friendships going on, which is absolutely beautiful. So let me just check. Guys backstage, are our celebrities ready to come out? This is always the way. We are ready to go? Okay, so was that a yes or a no, Nathalie? They're all walking over, The excitement, the anticipation, cannot wait. We're good. Okay, please welcome up to the stage. What an awesome welcome! Fantastic, Ming-Na, amazing to have you here. Please welcome up to the stage, Michael Rooker!
What's up? Where am I? Where am I? I get to sit next to you?
Yes, you do.
I just met your husband.
Yes. It's so cute.
Hey everybody, y'all haven't fun yet? Hopefully that has come soon.
We are going to have a whole lot of fun. Please also welcome Nathalie, Emmanuel! Hi Nathalie, and of course, we've got a live audience today. Calm down guys, calm down. I will give you a chance. Welcome all, and it's a pleasure to have you here in the UAE capital, Abu Dhabi. What are you thinking so far? How are you finding the fans?
I just love being here. This is my first time in Abu Dhabi, and the fans are just so receptive. I love it. Thank you.
And Michael, how many people have gone, I'm Mary Poppins, y'all, so far?
You're the first one.
Oh, yeah!
I'm just trying to learn how to calm down a little bit. I get so excited at these things.
You're going to do that to me, aren't you? I can see where this is going right now. Cheeky.
Nathalie, Michael doesn't know night from day right now.
I don't know. I got in here yesterday, which I thought was yesterday morning at 5:30 a.m. And in reality, it was yesterday afternoon. And I thought it was still in the morning. And then it started getting really dark. Really dark. So, coming from Alabama, we get storms like tornadoes, and it gets real dark outside. And all of a sudden, I'm like thinking, oh my, there's a storm coming. Oh, no, there's a storm. Oh, And I realized it was actually in the evening, it's getting nighttime, it's becoming dark. And anyway, I still feel like I'm mixed up a little bit.
Don't worry, Tom Cruise is not going to come running out of that fake sandstorm anytime soon. It's not going to happen. Nathalie, how do you feel to be here?
I'm very excited to be here. It's such a beautiful part of the world, and it's been nothing but such a warm welcome from every single person I've had the pleasure to meet. And yeah, it's exciting to be at Comic-Con. It's always so fun. So.
We're happy to be back after a couple of years, so it's amazing to
you
have
deserve this, guys. You deserve this.
Barry, how are you finding it so far?
Yeah, I'm a bit like I'm kind of losing track of time. I don't really know what time it is. But yeah, it's my first Comic-Con as well, so I'm excited.
Now, Ming-Na, you're the only person in history to complete the Disney trifecta. Voicing the Disney Princess Mulan, playing the awesome Melinda May in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for Marvel, and of course, being in Star Wars at the Star Wars Bursary, Fan Chat. How does that feel?
That's pretty good. It brings me to Abu Dhabi. I'm very grateful for Disney and for Star Wars and anyone who employs me. And it feels good, you know? I think they just like me, apparently.
And working with John on those shows, because, you know,
That's Jon Favreau.
He's a huge Star Wars fan, and I think he made shows for the fans, and it shows.
Absolutely. I have worked with a lot of wonderful, talented, generous people before, but Jon Favreau really takes the cake. He set the bar very high. I've never met anyone who's worked as hard as Jon, who's as passionate about every detail as Jon, and it's been an absolute privilege to work for him. And we're both Disney legends, apparently. So we're the same class. So it's an honor to work with him.
So fantastic. I'm a huge fan of his as well. She's just brilliant.
Yeah.
And Michael, obviously, huge franchises for you, The Walking Dead. We kind of miss Merle. We kind of miss Merle. I miss Merle. And I had Ross Marquand a few years ago, and he's
Merle is
fun too.
definitely a ladies' man, that's for sure. I can understand why you miss Merle.
He was a character that you kind of love to dislike a lot.
Kind of like Michael.
They wrote the role for me, you know, and so they knew exactly what I'm like. That's my.
But we also...
My jokes just aren't working here.
It's the time
I don't get it.
But we also miss Yondu as
You
well.
miss Yondu, I do miss
I mean, such an amazing character, and those films were just fantastic to work on. I mean, they must have been
James Gunn, you do fantastic films. Thank you very much. You know what? There's not a lot of the actors can do in those movies because they're written so well. Every actor here, you know, he's rewritten his stuff 1,000 times. You have to rewrite this stuff because it's like, I'm not saying that. But with Gunn, it's like, dude, you make it too easy. So yeah.
And Nathalie, of course, the biggest show in history, Game of Thrones. I mean, how does that just go down with you?
It changed my life. I can't emphasize that enough. I think at the time I got that show, I was very much out of work and working in retail, you know. To just between jobs, as every actor had to do at some point, well, most actors, and it was like a part of my life where I was starting to stop believing in myself a bit, and I was like, maybe I'm going to go back to school, maybe I'm going to try something else, and then that happened, and it changed my life again in a way that I just could never have foreseen, and it kind of just lit something in my my belly again. The fire was relit. I was like, oh, okay, I'm here. I'm back on. This is the path. So.
And now, of course, the Fast franchise as well, which is never ending. It's going on and on and on.
Yeah, they're pretty persistent, but it's also because the fans are, and they support us, and we keep making them for the fans because they show up every time and support those films, and so therefore, while the fans saw on us, I think we'll still make them. I think so. I think that's what it boils down to.
Excellent. You know what? I gotta tell you, that's amazing because I think we've all been there. So when you tell that story, and I'm over here shaking my head, going, "Yeah, oh, I know that story."
And Barry, I read something about you, and this is really, really cute. In
Cute. I'm not talking cute.
Cute. No, but it is. So
He is a cutie pie, is he not?
Oh, sorry.
Your haircut is so cute.
Troublemaker. Right, a troublemaker. I swear. But in 2013, correct me if I'm wrong, you tweeted our dearly beloved, dearly departed Stan Lee, asking him to make you a superhero. Dreams do come true. So what did you write to Stan Lee?
I mean, yeah, I'm trying to figure out what film it was that I seen that made me do that. I think I don't know. I don't know, I really did want to be a superhero.
You're blushing over that. You know, it just goes to show, persistence and having dreams and having goals, and if you work hard at it, these things can happen for you. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And it did come true, obviously, with Eternals, Marvel, and obviously DC. We can't talk too much about the latest movie and what may or may not be happening. But to end up in Eternals, how did that feel? And apparently you didn't. The costume was a little bit uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, I mean, everyone knows this on stage. Well, costumes, we have to make them look good too. All you do is complain about them. They're so tight, sweaty, and yeah, we made it work. I mean, I think so anyways.
And I want to ask you guys about the acting process, because all the projects that you've been in require a lot of CGI and green screen and this kind of thing. So as an actor, when you're not necessarily acting with other people on set, it might be in a guy in a green suit with a broom and you're like, that's a monster, react to it. How do you prepare for things like that, and how have you seen this change the industry over the years, Ming-Na?
I've done everything from that, the green screens, to what we do on Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett, which is working in this space called the Volume. I don't know if you guys do that with Eternals, or it's incredible because you don't have to imagine at all. You're literally surrounded by your atmosphere. It's on top as well. So you're immersed in this environment, and it really helps if you have several actors on set, because now instead of looking at a point of light, a laser that they're saying, okay, there's the monster or there's the spaceship, you're actually all able to react to the spaceship taking off or something landing, and I love it. It's really very helpful as far as bringing more reality to it. But otherwise, we all are like kids. We use our imagination. We pretend that we are in that environment, and we react to things that aren't there, and that's part of our job. And it's wonderful. We get to be kids and professionals at the same time and get paid for it. So.
And Michael, I believe you don't like to rehearse much. You just go out there and do your thing on set. You've said that before in interviews. So what is the process with that, and how often does it go wrong?
Never goes wrong. I'm never wrong. Whatever happens on set is supposed to happen on set. I stopped that a long time ago, walking off and going, oh man, I don't do that. Whatever happens, happens. And they either use it in the movie or they don't. They'll edit it out or whatever. But I have a very vivid imagination, as you can tell from when I arrived yesterday morning. There's a storm coming. Whoa, is there like a basement somewhere? Where do we go? This is looking bad. And it's night. The sun's going down and there's no storm. But in my mind, there was a storm there for about 5 minutes.
Did I not see you in Starbucks?
Huh?
I thought I seen you in Starbucks. No?
Yeah, I'm always in Starbucks.
You were looking like there was a storm coming.
But I think our imaginations, I think all actors, we have a very vivid imagination. And when we're placed in an environment, wherever it's the volume, I've done games, so we have to do the whole volume thing too. So, my spaceship at one point was, the cockpit was a box with a little handle on the box, and I would get to be my joystick flying the ship. And they needed me to have a helmet, and so they took scissors and cut out the plastic bowl, and they put it on my head. And it was my helmet because it was supposed to take my helmet off. But adjust it, and it's a ball. It's a pink ball. I mean, okay, I can do this. I can do this. And then that's what the imagination comes. We're kind of like kids, kids again, and we're just having a great time and having fun.
That's it, isn't it? And it was like when I was doing a panel yesterday with the voiceover actors, they're like, we get to be children, and we get to play roles and have fun, and it's amazing. And then Nathalie got some dragons and creatures and craziness on Game of Thrones. So how does that work for you? I mean, that's living the dream as well.
Well, it definitely changed over the course of all the seasons because the dragon size changed as they got bigger. The way that we would look at them changed. So at first they used to have like very real life looking models that were in the set, and they were just there, over there as a dragon. And then as it got bigger, there was this poor man with a long stick and a green ball on the end who in the distance would just be running across the set. And the director's going, go back to runs! And he's like, trying to do this thing, and we're all looking at it, and just like, it's kind of hilarious. It's quite hard to laugh at that the first time. And then once they got very, very big, we kind of just all had to guess, like, where they would be because the distance, like, where they would be flying in from, or we all had to try and match it. And there would be just like a bit of rehearsal to just place our eye line. And sometimes they'd use a drone towards the very end, so that kind of helped with something specific to look at. But with the Fast and Furious films, I've had to do so much imagination stuff because often they're like, there's an explosion to your right, and you're like, and it's obviously there's looking at a soundstage and green screen. And interestingly, on a more recent project, doing kind of like driving stuff, they had the LED kind of screens that are wrapped all the way around, and they make me feel so sick. I can't look at them, they make me like feel really travel sick, like seasick, and they're awful. And I'm like, is this where we're going? I like the green screen, let's bring that back. Because
you'd rather just have nothing at all.
Yeah, like it moves like, and you can see, but your physical, that motion sickness thing, I believe, is kind of caused by your inner ear and your eyes, like your inner ear picks up on how you're moving, and then your eyes see something else, and when they don't correlate, it can make you feel anxious. And so if you're sitting stationary and the environment's moving, it makes me so sick. I have to like take like ginger tablets and wear the like pressure point things so I don't feel like literally throw up in the driving seat. So that's not.
That's terrible. I mean, you should have been on Days of Thunder. I mean, we had real cars. They're real.
But it's crazy though, because like you guys said, there's it's imagination play, and I now have a nephew who's like 3, and he's like into imagination play. And my sister always says to me, she's like, I can't believe how long we can do this for. And I'm like, this is what I get paid to do. Like, I get paid to play. And like, my friends who all have small kids, suddenly we're in a magical forest and we're rushing to the river to save the whoever, you know, and they're like, okay, what are you guys doing upstairs? And I'm like, well, the whole saga gets explained. And she's like, all right, cool. And I love it. It's like you say, it's like being children and playing, and then someone saying, do you want to do that for a job?
We become like fans of our own shows a lot of times, because when it's the green screen and the explosions that really don't happen, and then when you see the final product after post-production, after the music is put in and the editing, I become a fan of that. I'm like, oh, that's what I was looking at, or oh my gosh, that looks so good.
And it's
What about when you see the playback?
think it will be.
If you see the playback, you're like, what?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah, but then when it's all put together, it's
What are you
magic.
gonna do with that?
Barry, any crazy stuff on Eternals, working with green screen and special effects?
I mean, not really, no. I mean, we had a very tall stuntman who was dressed in a grey suit, and she's like, like I just kind of had to duck him, like, that was really cool. I had one encounter, but that's it.
Since you brought it up, the stunt work, the fun, because you know, you've all had played roles, characters, and Michael brought it up, Taking Thunder. You're doing these things for real. How much do you like to do yourselves, and how much do you like to bring in a doll, Barry?
Yeah, I wanted to do it all myself. The character I did play, you know, she didn't like violence, so we did have a scene in there that Chloe had when he was boxing and stuff like that. I was really looking to do, but then they had to remove it, and actually showed me doing a lot of stunts as well on my own. We had to remove them because he was against violence.
You'll grow up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a lot of that stuff too, but I gotta tell you, man, Dad will come back and bite you. Yeah, you know what? How old are you now?
29.
Yeah, shut up. Oh yeah.
I had to replace ACL.
It'll get you.
Yeah, from a stunt fight that blew away my ACL, and I had to have it replaced. And then after that, I'm like, you know, the dangerous stuff, I'm gonna leave it to the professionals. Yeah.
It's tough. No, honestly, we all like to do as much as possible. But boy, when the director starts going, can we do it a little faster? Can you, when you do that role, can you like, you know, go all over a few boxes and stuff? And then you gotta call them. You know, we all do, because they want something as much as possible, but it'll get you.
Because in filming, you don't do it just once or twice. You do it over an extended period of 15 to 17 hours of stunt fights and
Jumping on the fence, falling off the fence.
yeah. You're just waiting for an accident to happen.
There it is.
I mean, it's great. Jesus, my little thing, I was an extra on 6 Underground. I can't count how many times I got blown up by Michael Bay over 48 hours. I got corked big time. It was not a fun experience. You know, my hair for days was terrible. But it's fun, but you must enjoy that part of it though.
I absolutely love doing stunts. I love it. It's one of my favourite things because I think maybe because I have a background in dance or something, like it's like a very different kind of dance routine. But I like fighting, not because I'm violent or anything. I mean, I love boxing. I do a lot of boxing training, and I've always been really into physicality. And for me, if I get to learn something new, that's always really exciting. But it really does take its toll, like on your body. I remember doing a stunt fight, and then the whole next day, just like one side of my body, just I was like, I cannot move. This hurts. I've just turned 33, like 2 days ago, 3 days ago. Yeah, so like it is very physically challenging, but I feel like I said something wrong now. Okay, I'm sorry.
Ming-Na over here, guys.
Yeah,
We have no idea.
you guys, you do your stunts. We're gonna hang out here. Oh, okay, you know. But you know, it's all good. He looks just like me. Yeah, keep going.
But at the same time, I will say this, there are things that if I can't do it confidently, I don't want to do it. I'm more than happy for a professional to do the dangerous stuff that I am not capable to do, because at the end of the day, like, it's no point me doing it if I can't work tomorrow because I hurt myself or hurt somebody else, because sometimes you have to fight with someone else.
But stunt fighting is a beautiful art form. It's not just the stuff you see of people punching, and it's an actual art form of learning how to do it convincingly. So, and it's almost like dance in that way, where the skill of where you know how much without, and you have to do it fast.
And when it's the end of the day, you've been doing that all day. Suddenly,
all
when
day.
you place your punch, gets more and more sloppy. You're like,
Your
your
elbow starts going, oh,
Yeah.
whoa.
And even like snapping your head, you know, like if you get hit and you snap your head, you do that about 5 or 6 hours, your neck is going to be so sore the
You
next
know what
day.
I figured out, it took me a while to figure that out. It was like, I honestly, I joke about it, but my whole idea was, well, if some guy can do it better than me, he can do it. And I do stuff really well.
You do.
And so, but then I started thinking and understanding that they really don't get paid unless they do a stunt. They get stunt adjustments. So, whenever I'm doing this stuff, they're hanging out waiting to do their stuff to get paid. So,
Good
do
to
I,
see, guys.
dude, I'm not gonna take your job. You do your stuff. And that, yeah, that's just true. I didn't realize that in the beginning. But now it's like, oh man, I didn't know this. Or whenever we've all been there, do you mind pushing? Can you stay a little longer? You know, every time they do that to me now, I go like, get out of my trouble. No, I'm not staying longer. Forget it. Because if I stay another hour, that means the transportation people, everyone else has to stay another 3 hours. You know, so it's like, oh, sorry, I worked this many hours, that's it, goodbye, so long, see you tomorrow.
The professionalism, you see. I'm going to shut up now because I want to give you guys, oh here we go, hands up, who's got questions? Because it is the stars, the fans, so where are my runners in the audience with the microphone? So let's start down the front here. Who's got a question down here? Yay!
She was the one jumping up and down. You got the first question, you lucky lady.
She was outside going, let's take my spot, take a picture of me. I was sat here, I was in the snow, I was in the queue. Can you turn the mics on, guys?
Speak loud, let's see, what's your question, babe? Oh, there you go. No, it's okay, just tell us. You're like 10 feet away, come
We'll
on.
repeat your question.
Yeah, we'll do it.
First of all, welcome to Abu Dhabi. We will be in
Thank you.
I have just one comment. Please stop age shaming. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. I've known for
What's your question?
my question. You talk about stunts people, but my question is, who is that 1% in the crew that we see? We only see you guys when you act on the motion. Who's that 1% in the crew that you cannot live without or function without? Except the stunt people, you already told about this.
First lady.
Like one person? Come on, Rooker, one person you can't live without?
Like makeup guy, or I don't know what the
All of
person
us. It takes a village. It really does.
Yeah, there's, I don't know if there's
Yeah, I love craft service. I can't live without craft service.
Have you shot in the UK? We don't really have
you don't?
craft service.
Oh.
I remember the first time I went on a set in America, I was like,
Great.
what? This is for us? And I'm like, no, what do you want? I was like,
You know who it is for me? I just can't. It's the person at the end of the day that brings you the hot tub.
Wait a minute, that must be good. Oh, the makeup and hair people.
Hey, the makeup and hair
You know,
people
yeah.
are the greatest. They take good care of you all the time.
yeah, I think, it takes a village. There's so many incredible people that are so important. But I think the hair and makeup department, in a way, like, I don't know if when you go and get your hair done, you have a good old chin wag with your hairstylist, and you talk about everything, and and they are just so intimate with you all day, every day. They see the challenges that you're facing. They might even know the personal challenges you're dealing with while you're working, and they become like a little kind of, I don't know, like covenant of like
It's like a family, you know?
family members who support you. And so I feel very, very connected to that department because I spend so much time there, and especially when I try and work with people, the same people. And over the years, I've become much more like, they're just like it's like having a best friend or an auntie or a sister or a brother or whatever, like right near you when you're away from home, away from the usual support systems.
And it's a weird situation as actors versus real life, because I'm a mom and when I go home, I do the dishes, I cook the food, I take care of the kids, but when I'm on set, suddenly it's like I'm living in Downton Abbey. I have people who do my makeup, my hair, dress me, bring me water. So it's a very weird existence, but it's a necessity because we have to focus so much on those long days and acting and making sure that we're participating in creating something that hopefully you'll enjoy and want. And so we need those people to sort of be our caretakers. And I know it sounds like it's so pampered and all that, but it really isn't. It's like they're helping us to create that character. They're making sure that the hair is in the right place so we don't have to think about it or worry about it, that our makeup is right, that our clothes, the continuity of it is right, so that we just need to focus on what our job is, which is to become that character, and they really help us.
And that trust is so vital. I'm not a very trusting person. Honestly, I don't trust a lot of people. And I don't know, it's from when, you didn't grow up this way. I don't trust anybody, really. I trust my mirror. So I look and I see if it looks okay, and then I can go on. But even when I have a very trusting makeup artist that's like very attentive and just got everything, and got all my hair looks good, yeah, I mean, it looks good, right? And they come up and say, yes, okay, very good, very good. Oh, the part's off a little bit, Rooker, stuff like that. I really need these people. That they see, and they're the first ones you see in the morning, and the last ones you see at night. And in between everything, I'm telling you, you just don't feel right if something's weird going on with your makeup or your face or the hair and all that stuff. It's just,
it's very important. It helps you click into your character as well.
Yeah,
it's like the first stages of like becoming a person. And for me, it's like a mixed race person who has kinky, coily hair, and has maybe different needs to some of my co-stars. For so many years in my career, not having someone who could look after my needs, I would spend so much of my morning stressing about that my hair wasn't right, my foundation didn't match, all of those things that were so like upsetting and like made the job harder and made it so like when you find a team or you have people that make it, just bring it together, you don't have to worry about that. Like there's so much gratitude that I have for them because it means that I get to exist fully and confidently in space and in character, and like I cannot it is so important. So that's why we are pushing for more and more consistency in these parts, and it's so important.
Well, we've already got a few questions, so we've got loads to get through. From my mind, guys, just pick anybody. I don't mind who has a question. Who's taking the microphone? Stand up, tell us your name.
My name is Manya. Welcome to Abu Dhabi. I'm very excited to have you here. And I have a question for Ming-Na. Have you had Baby Yoda? I need to ask you that.
Yeah, Baby Yoda, that diva. Never work with children, never work with animals, and never work with Rooker. That's all I can say. No, he's extraordinary. Baby Yoda, aka Rooker, comes with his own entourage. Truly, he has 4 people that operate him. 3 mechanical, and I think actually 2 puppeteers. So he has 5 people that work on him, and it's so fantastic because when he's on set, he steals the show, of course. Everybody wants to be with Baby.
Rocket had 7.
Oh, really?
Rocket had 7 people.
Yeah. It's but it's wonderful to have that live puppet there as opposed to a CGI character because it feels more real. Yes, I love Baby Yoda. Yeah,
Where are we going next? Let's go this side, guys. Can we take someone from this side, please?
Hi. Yeah, it's nice to meet you. It's such an honor to see you, Ming-Na.
Oh, thank you. What's your name?
Andre.
Nice
I was
to meet you,
first
Andre.
introduced to your work as Mulan for Disney's Mulan. You were amazing in that movie.
Disney was incredibly risk-taking back in those days to really put together an animation about Chinese folklore. I didn't think it would have such a universal appeal, but she has truly been an inspirational character, not just to all the fans, but to myself, as I learned and realized how much that story of a young person trying to figure out her potential and what she's capable of, and then feeling like she would become a disappointment to the world, ends up saving the world.
Yeah.
So I think that's all of us,
Yeah,
all of us sitting here is true testament, I think, of what can happen if you have a dream and you want to make something, of your own potential and be the hero of your own
And
story.
of course, you were also prized for the role as Mulan in Kingdom Hearts 2, which I'm wearing a Kingdom Hearts t-shirt right now.
Oh,
I have a question about in the Land of Dragons world in Kingdom Hearts. I noticed that Eddie Murphy didn't reprise his role as Mushu in Kingdom Hearts 2. They got a voice actor who could do a great impression of Eddie Murphy. I was wondering why they decided not to get Eddie Murphy.
I think Eddie Murphy didn't want to do it.
Good question, next!
But still, you were amazing in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Okay, let's have another question from the audience, please. Where are my guys? At the back, let's go to the back, guys. Who's got a microphone?
Faster!
My name is Nathalie. My question is for Keoghan. What was the best part of filming in Eternals?
The best part
Yeah.
would have been the Canary Islands. Yeah, I mean the weather out there was brilliant. The best part would have been, the most always like the most challenging part, and I think that was the Aztec when I kind of had to take a stand against the rest of the Eternals. So that would be the best part.
Next question, Margaret, still no, please somebody with their hand up, don't mind. There we go, gentlemen. Hi.
Hi, good afternoon, and I'm so happy that you're all here. This question is for Ms. Ming-Na and also Mr. Nathalie. No disrespect to the young bloods.
Not taken.
What's your question? What's your question? Come on. Spit it out.
Because Ms. Ming-Na, I first saw you as Chun-Li. That's how far back I go. But so the question I have for both of you, with you and Mr. Rooker, having such distinguished careers, which role would you say you'd like to be remembered for?
What do you think, girl? Which role?
I would say Mulan and Fennec right now. Only because I'm a huge Star Wars fan, and this was my dream since I was a teenager, and the fact that it's happened. And, you know, Mulan is just very special, but I don't know, I hope I just get remembered for being someone who did good at her job.
I'll remember you from that one.
Okay, what about you?
Get good at your job.
Get good at my job. Yeah.
I try not to remember stuff. So. You know, dude, I've done a lot of stuff, but I think you know Days of Thunder? Okay, I think that Robbie Burns was such a great role. Had such a fun time doing that role. We was on the job training, and I ended up driving about 205 on the backstretch, and that was such a memorable time in my career, and that'll always be one of my favorites.
I want to predict something, Michael, that you and I will be remembered for our roles in a film together and winning the Oscar. How's that sound?
And don't you forget it.
Let's make that prediction. We can still be on to them.
Hey, I've already done a wheelchair race once, so I can do it again.
This is true, because maybe we should have done that on the back, shouldn't we? That would have been hilarious. Who's got a question? There's lots of questions. Yeah. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where am I right, guys?
Yeah, Sharon, do this again. What's the question? Sit up here. What's your question?
My question is for...
There's a camera on you.
I realize that.
What's your question?
My question is that for you and Nathalie, if you have a chance to join Star Wars, what kind of characters do you want to be?
Darth Vader.
Darth Vader.
If you could be a character in Star Wars, who would you be?
Who would you be? Yeah, who'd you want to be? And if you were cast in Star Wars?
Would you want to be a Jedi, or would you want to be like a Darth?
Darth Vader.
Yeah,
A Darth Maul.
she wants to be a Darth Vader. How about me? Who would you want to be?
I'm already Fennec, so...
Yeah, something else, something nicer, something better. Oh, you guys, be quiet right now. Okay, you two, okay, what's your question? Okay, what's your question?
It's your favorite Marvel character.
What?
Marvel character.
You? What about it?
Who's your favorite?
My favorite, I don't have a favorite.
I was wondering, what type of challenges were there filming in armor and with a helmet?
What's your challenges with filming with armors and helmets? Min, what's your challenges? Do you have any challenges? There was no challenge.
No challenge.
No, not what's that
You're
challenge?
just trying to keep this panel from going crazy.
That's right, okay, let me say that. What's your question?
If you guys weren't actors, where do you guys see yourself on? Ooh, nice.
I'd be in jail. What's your question?
Excuse me.
What's your question? Go ahead, spit it out.
Okay.
what was the line that you came up with? This one in the movie on TV show. They came up and let the mime in a TV show or movie.
No, I don't make lines up. James Gunn makes those things up.
I have a question for Mr. Michael Rooker.
What? What do you want to know?
Did you have to learn to whistle to play the iconic character?
They had these really bad teeth in me, and I had to relearn how to whistle. Okay, hold on a minute.
Questions for Nathalie. I saw this question today, so I really want to ask you. You made it almost all the way to the end of Game of Thrones, and then your character was killed off. I don't know if you knew that you were going to be killed, but emotionally, how did you feel when that happened?
Well, I wasn't expecting to still be in it at season 8, to be honest. Like, every season I was in it, I read the scripts and I was like, oh, I'm obviously going to die this year. And every year I was just coming back.
You were expecting to die, right?
Because everyone dies, you know. So when I read the script, I went, oh, okay, now this is my time. And I'm sad because of the character and how much I love her, and you know, and I was like, sad that she didn't survive, but I was also like, it's like a rite of passage, really. She died,
it's terrible. How about you, sir? What's your question?
Question from Nathalie. First of all, happy birthday. And how did you feel about acting in Game of Thrones, and which character was your favorite?
Say that one time, sorry.
Which character was your favorite in Game of Thrones, and how did you feel about acting in Game of Thrones?
Well, there's so many characters that I loved in that show, but I think I always loved the journey and story arc of Ariel Stark. I thought it was so badass.
Okay, you ready? Okay, what's your question?
Which actor made you break the most on set?
Was this for me?
In Guardians of the Galaxy, who made you break the most on set?
Who made me do what?
Great character.
Break? I never break.
I have a question for you. In Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and the Star Wars said that you were Mary Poppins and thought was like a...
I am Mary Poppins! James Gunn says I'm not Mary Poppins. Hello, honey.
Hi, I have a question to all of you. When your character does something destructive or suffers like emotion that is difficult to handle, how do you get out of the character after you play it?
I have people dump ice cold water in.
Michael, hang on a second. Someone had a question for Barry. Who was on the line?
I have a question for Barry.
Yeah, go on.
What is it like being cast as the Joker in Matthews?
No comments to that question, so I think again there's going to be a no comment to that question, so I think we're going to have to avoid questions regarding that, guys. Anything else you can ask, but nothing along those lines.
You can ask me anything. Go ahead. I'll tell you everything.
Michael, how do you know what I'm saying? The joke.
Hi, my name is Hannah. I wanted to say welcome and everything. And I have a question for all of you. I wanted to know what your favorite stunt on set was through any of your movies. Doesn't matter which one.
Barry, do you want to go first? What was your favorite?
A favorite stunt? Just making it to work.
I like wire stunts. I really do.
You like working on the wire stunt?
I do.
That hurts me. I don't like
well, because but I like only because
yeah, they got these things that go right.
and
everything's tiny small.
And anyway, Because you get to, you get to do flips or you get to fly a bit, and it's fun.
Mine is definitely like the kind of stunt fights, the kind of choreography, because it's like weeks of practice and working it out. And yeah, I like the process of learning a new skill. So yeah.
Barry, favorite stunt?
I don't know.
Favorite stunt too?
I don't have any. I didn't really do much stunts. I just kind of.
Okay, so it's a stunt. Is there a stunt, a kind of stunt that you would like
Oh yeah, I was
to do
getting
in a flying project?
We were kind of carry fight. Yeah.
I'd like to do any stunt where you don't get hurt.
Yeah, I'd like to have superpowers where you just do this.
Yeah.
And you look really cool doing it.
Well, I'm a roller. I like to roll. I did Aikido a long time and judo and stuff, so I like to roll around and stuff like that. So any kind of stunt where I have to like, I've always wanted to roll out of a car. You know, a moving car. And days of, and maybe not a fast car, but something going like 2 miles an hour, and then they can speed it up in the process. I could roll out of the car, looking really macho, and roll out of the car, and stand up, and not be hurt.
Accidentally punched anyone during a stunt? Accidentally clipped someone on the stage and punched?
I've been punched. Yeah, it was bad. But it's just mostly at the end of the day that you're tired and like your punches are less accurate, and there's like, even though this, I was fighting two very large men, and they're like intertwined with you all the time, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to be the one that hits you. Like, I know that you're all like tough and whatever, fine, but it's not fun to hit someone. It's a horrible feeling when you don't want to.
Yeah, I don't like hitting people either.
I chipped 2 teeth in the fight scene because I didn't duck well enough, and the stunt double clocked me, and my teeth rattled together, and I 2 teeth. Yeah. So
there are horror stories about stunts going a little bit wrong. If you're off a tiny bit, it cannot be fun. Let me tell you. You can get broken ribs and all kinds of stuff like this. So that's why usually the productions don't want us doing our own stunts.
Sorry, I have a scar on my arm. That's all show. from a blank from a gun, a machine gun, hit me.
It burned you?
It burned my arm. Yeah, so that was obviously.
So we're kind of running out of time, guys. So I'm going to finish off with a question that I always like to ask people. Is there a question that nobody has asked you yet that you always want to be asked? Mary?
Where'd you go to be?
Just because you're sitting there like...
Yeah, what's that question, man?
I want to see where I think about it. What they talk about.
Who convinced you of that haircut?
There, yeah.
I know that haircut. I've done it many times.
No, Barry, he's just jealous you have hair.
I'll come back to that question.
Natalie, is there a question you always wanted to be asked that no one's asked you yet?
I don't know. That's a hard question because there's so many questions. Maybe. This is a question I don't want to be asked. Because I never know on the spot. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
Come on, you've got to have something for me.
A question
that no one has ever asked you yet.
No one's ever asked me a question. What is the question no one's ever asked me? Want to be asked?
Yes.
That's a hard question, right? That is a hard question because I've been asked a lot of different. I've been asked almost every question known to mankind. So, and I pride myself in not actually answering questions. So, I mean, you can ask me anything. I'm not gonna. I mean, you ain't gonna get an answer.
You have a trust issue.
I don't trust anybody. I'm not gonna talk. I'm the guy. You want to tell your secrets to. Because I'm not going to say anything.
Anything?
Oh, that's a tough question. I see why you avoided this one, Barry. Yeah, that's a tough one. I guess just if I've been asked like if I wasn't an actor, what would I rather do? That was your question? Yeah. And I don't know.
Stop this. This is a good question. You are the only moderator on the face of this earth that has ended a Q&A on a downer. Unbelievable. Wow, you stumped every single one of us. We have nothing to say. And now that's it. That's the end of this conversation, everybody. I hope you've had fun.
It's a good question because it's a hard one. It's not it's but honestly, it's like when someone asks me, like, what's your favourite movie ever? And I'm like, there's so many movies and there's so many reasons for all of it. It's like a hard one to really pinpoint. I'm like, there's so many I can say for many different reasons, but I can't think of something I've not asked yet.
Okay, so a quick one then, because Ming-Na, I know, I just want to talk about projects that you saw as a child that you would want to be part of, because you're voicing the Gremlins. I don't kind of call Gizmo. So if there was something that from your childhood that you would want to play a character in, what would it be?
I've been really fortunate to be able to have fulfilled quite a bit of it. Childhood. I don't know. I've always wanted. My mom used to watch all these Chinese movies, and I think to be able to do a character or be in a film that's mostly spoken in Chinese would be a very interesting challenge for me. Yeah, I think I would like to attempt to do something like a period piece, a Chinese period piece.
I'd like to do that one too.
Okay. Yeah. You'll be what the
I think I speak in Mandarin.
You'll be what?
I'd be the guy that said China. I mean, they have so many different dialects.
Yeah. Okay.
Which one would you use?
Just depends on the province of where.
Okay.
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah. That'd be interesting. So I speak Mandarin and Cantonese, but most of it would be Mandarin. Yeah. All right, we'll work on that one.
Michael, is there a childhood character that you'd like to bring to life?
A childhood character that I would like to bring to life?
Yeah, something from your childhood that you used to watch that you'd like to be part of. Keep it clean.
Wiley Coyote.
I think more like a Tasmanian devil.
Nathalie?
I don't know, I'm so bad at questions like this, but I used to really be a big fan of those movies like Never Ending Story, those kind of big fantasy epics. It'd be kind of fun to play basically any character from that. I'd be very happy.
Barry?
It's a hard question again. You know, Dennis the Menace or something like that. I don't know, whatever.
That would be so fun. Dennis the Menace.
I'd like to do another one as Pingu. You guys know Pingu? I'd like to do Pingu's dad.
Oh, amazing.
Do you know Pingu?
It's a little plain, stop animated penguin, and you kind of shuffle Spanish.
Pingu is. I love Pingu.
So weird. I love it. We've just about run out of time, guys, so can we please have an amazing round of applause? Amazing. so unexpected, chaotic. But we thank you all for being here for the Middle East Film and Comic Con 2022. We're so happy